Chelsea, final play against
Manchester United.
Against Manchester United. Manchester United, 3 times winner. The last time in 2008 against Chelsea.
There'll be an English team in the semi-final.
There will be an English team in the semi-final at least. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So then after a final in 2008, the English champions were eliminated last year by the winners Inter. This year, Chelsea managed to qualify for the quarter-finals, albeit in none too impressive fashion. But Ancelotti still believes his side are capable of winning this year. All efforts are being concentrated into ensuring that this happens. So Chelsea played against the underdogs of the last 16, Copenhagen, and in the first leg, Brayson, Nicholas and Nelka ruined Danish hopes.
Has other ideas, finds Lampard, and through to Anelka. Good position this, and it's a brilliant finish from Nicholas Anelka.
Let's get the view of Petr Cech.
To go again and try to win it. There is a long way again, but you know, step by step we can speak about this. But no, realistically, this is the only competition we can win this season, and we will have a go.
The defence is a big strength for Chelsea. They've conceded just 4 goals since the first match of this season. Last January, Fernando Torres joined the club for €58 million with Anelka, Didier Drogba, Solomon Kalou, Florent Malouda, and now, of course, Torres. Chelsea have some of the best offensive players in Europe. There is something for everybody to fear. But despite the fact Chelsea are considered to be one of Europe's elite clubs, they're yet to win a Champions League. They've done everything but. They've done the semi-finals. They've even been within a whisker of winning a final, but still no luck. The prospect of a final just down the road at Wembley is a major motivation for this year. So can they finally deliver on that undoubted potential? Only time will tell. Key players, there he is, Nicholas Anelka, who, despite the arrival of all the big names, continues to find the back of the net with regularity. 7 goals now in 8 games. Let's get the Chelsea reaction.
From Chelsea, so it would be a quarter-final, but it will be also a crunch.
A crunch game, yes. Obviously, for the neutrals, it's obviously an exciting game. People remember the final in Moscow, which went to extra time and penalties. So, again, people said it was an excellent final. But domestically, obviously, we're rivals for the championship, so there's that added ingredient. It's not like we're playing a foreign team, so it's going to be difficult, I think, for either team because we know each other so well. But we have played English teams in the Champions League before. You know, we played Liverpool on 3 semi-finals, and we played Arsenal. But we find that the European games are different to the domestic games. They just seem to be approached differently. So it would just be like playing a foreign team, but as I say, we know more about each other.
You know very well each other. Chelsea is the defending champions. Manchester could be the new champions. Who is the favourite for this European competition?
The favourite, I think, between the two of us, I don't think anybody can say either is favourite because we both got the potential to win the tournament. And whoever wins goes through to the semi-final against either Inter or Schalke, which means we're avoiding both Real Madrid or Barcelona. So I think we would have probably opted for those semi-finalists. And you never know, people say if Spurs go all the way, even if Chelsea go the way, it could be an all-London final, which would be interesting.
And what about playing the first leg at home? Is it an advantage or not?
I don't think it's an advantage for this particular game between Manchester United because we play at each other's stadiums regularly and we know each other so well, so I don't think there'll be a difference. The only difference being, of course, is the crowd because obviously there'll be more Manchester supporters at Old Trafford.
You could have an additional motivation because the final is this year in London. None of London clubs won by the past the Champions League, so for you maybe this is a good year.
It's a good incentive because since the new Wembley, where the final's been played, has opened, we've actually played 3 FA Cup finals there and we've won all 3, so hopefully that could be a lucky omen for us.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
So United still engaged in 3 competitions, the Premier League, of course, the Cup and the Champions League. They haven't forgotten their defeat in Rome, though, in 2009 against Barcelona, and hope to win the trophy at Wembley this season. Against Marseille, it was down to the Mexican Chicharito Hernandez, the scorer of both United's goals after a 0-0 in the first leg. They got their qualification with a 2-1 victory at Old Trafford. It wasn't vintage United, but it got the job done. That's all that counts. The victory, though, came at a cost for United as both John O'Shea and his replacement, Rafael da Silva, were substituted with hamstring injuries. Both players are expected to be out for 3 weeks and join a further 9 players on a mounting United injury list. And that, of course, is the big problem. They're without players in central defence, including Rio Ferdinand, since that 3-1 victory over Villa on Feb 1. This strain will see him out for an indeterminate amount of time, of course. Well, if there are a big number of players injured, and that's the big negative, the positive is the experience, of course, of Sir Alec Ferguson. Scott made it 100 wins in the Champions League against Marseille, and here he is talking afterwards.
I think it's the best tournament of all. It's the one you want to try and win again. I think this present team's best chances because our away form is very good.
The dream of Ferguson is for sure to repeat that treble triumph of '99 when United won that unforgettable final against Bayern Munich. And with Nani, Manchester United has a key player the fans may not have forgotten, Cristiano Ronaldo, just yet, but his form and personality has ensured United have a new Portuguese terrace hero. Let's get the reaction then from Manchester United's delegation to the draw with Chelsea.
Here we are now with Mr. Alexander from Manchester United. So for you, it will be the revenge of the final 2008 in Moscow.
It won't be revenge for us. We were the ones who won the final, so I'm not quite sure Chelsea will treat it as revenge, but it'll be a good opportunity for them to have a victory over us.
And this year, Chelsea just beat Manchester United in the Premiership, so who is the favourite for this game?
Well, it was a fantastic game at Stamford Bridge. I think for those who watched it would have seen United play very well for 45 minutes, but Chelsea upped their game in the second half and came away victorious. So we'll be hoping to put things straight in the Champions League tie and also in the remaining Premier League match, which is to be played at Old Trafford.
Is it too bad for you to get 2 English teams on quarter-final who will face each other?
Well, I think it had pluses and minuses. I mean, I think all 3 English teams would have hoped to have had a chance of getting to the semi-finals and give everybody a chance of an all-English final at Wembley. But it wasn't to be, but it does mean at least 1 English team will be in the semis. On the plus side, then we know where we're going. We know Stamford Bridge. We play there regularly. It holds no fears for us. Travel will be easy. So there are lots of logistical advantages to playing a game in London.
First good news, you will play the second leg at home. And second good news, if you manage to go through, you will avoid Barcelona in the semi-final.
Yeah, I think it's always perceived to be an advantage to have the second game at home, so we'll very much have that in mind when we go to Stamford Bridge. And I think in general the mood in the hall for the draw was that teams wanted to avoid Barcelona, and whoever wins this tie have in the semi-final, so it gives us a great chance of going to Wembley.
We speak a lot about the motivation of English clubs playing why not the final in Wembley, and what it is for Manchester United side.
Well, I think the motivation of playing in any Champions League final is fantastic, and it's there's the pinnacle of a player's domestic achievement. So that's there. I mean, I think every player in the world, I think, would want to play a game at Wembley. That's what people dream about when they're young kids. So again, the added spice of Champions League and the Wembley final will be a big motivation for all the players.
Everybody is speaking about Barcelona, but do you think the other teams get their own opportunity to win this trophy?
Of course they do. I mean, it's a knockout competition. It's over 2 games, and any of the sides who are still in the competition are perfectly capable of putting in performances that will win them through to the next round. So Barcelona can play some fantastic football, but you know, as Arsenal proved, they won the game at the Emirates, and they're not invincible. And teams like Manchester United, we're used to playing the big games. We want to play in the big games, and we relish the chance of playing teams like Barcelona and hopefully coming out victorious.
Thank you very much for your welcome.
Thanks very much.
So let's get some reaction then from the team they all wanted to avoid. And we've managed to get a few words with Andoni Zubizarreta,
representing FC Barcelona. Andoni, este sorteo, ¿qué piensa usted de ese tipo del Shakhtar?
Pues que creo que es un muy buen equipo, un equipo que es muy sólido, equipo muy rápido. Hemos jugado contra ellos ya unas.
This is a really solid team. This is not going to be an easy game. We know them very well. Of course, we played them in the past, and they've had their successes against us. They've been really enthusiastic the way they've been playing in the past few weeks. They've been deserving of their place. Can't you say last time in the Super Cup? What do you take from that game? It's a match at the beginning of the season, so it's always going to be tough. I mean, we've developed a lot since the season. You know, they start their season earlier than us, so they hit their stride a bit quicker than we did. But, you know, we had Pedro's goal, and we won it in injury time. It was a very, very tough game, and it's a difficult team to play. Twice in the Champions League he played. 1 win for each. Yeah, it's a well-balanced. It should be a well-balanced game. You know, as I said, we're going to have a lot of respect for them. We will not dismiss them. It's the first time they've reached the quarterfinals. You know, there's a well-prepared team, well-coached, well-managed, very compact. And Lucescu's been the coach there for a long, long time. Yeah, a lot of Brazilian players, and very dynamic, very quick. They've scored a lot of goals, as we've seen, and they know how to play football. So it's going to be, you know, a very good game. You know, the crowd is also very good, and a lot of atmosphere. It's a quarter-final, which is not going to be the easiest to navigate.
No, uno viene al sorteo a sentarse y a esperar a que Gary Lineker haga un excelente sorteo como
ha
hecho.
You should say, well, Schalke would have been a better opponent. Not really. I mean, we're going to have to play who we got to play. You know, all the teams at this stage of the competition are very good. It's like, well, you know, there's no good or bad draw, as I've just said. You know, it's the way it went, and we just have to beat who we've got to beat. So is this going to be the year of Barcelona? Well, we're trying to build a great historic team, and but we know that, you know, between the beginning of March and the end of the season, you know, everything is determined at those points. So, you know, we have to wait and see. We've got to remain focused and concentrated, and, you know, play to the best of our abilities. It's now up to us, and if we play to the best of our ability, I think we're going to do well. You know, we're only in the quarterfinals at the moment. Yeah. The objective, obviously, is to be in the finals at Wembley Stadium. At the semi-final, of course, you can play Real Madrid. Well, let's just win the game we've got to play first, and might not be Real Madrid. Absolutely. Fancy dismissing Tottenham like that. What a cheek. There you go. There's the draw, just in case you came in late. Real Madrid, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, Manchester United, Barcelona, Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter against Schalke. Now, stay with us. We're going to take a short break. We will return in a couple of minutes' time, live for the draw of the Europa League.